First contact and conflict. The massive view screen aboard the UES Defiant crackled to life, revealing a sight that made Captain Zara Chen's breath catch in her throat. An alien vessel, easily 10 times the size of her own ship, loomed against the backdrop of unfamiliar stars. Its hull gleamed with an otherworldly iridescence, covered in intricate patterns that seemed to shift and flow like living metal. Status report, Zara commanded, her voice steady despite the rapid pounding of her heart. Lieutenant Marcus Rees, her tactical officer, spoke up from his station. No weapons signatures detected, Captain, but their technology, it's like nothing we've ever seen. Our sensors can barely penetrate their hull. Zara nodded, her dark eyes never leaving the alien ship. After decades of searching the cosmos, humanity had finally made first contact. The significance of this moment wasn't lost on her or her crew. The air on the bridge was electric, with a mixture of excitement and apprehension. "Open a channel," Zara ordered. "Let's hope our linguistics team's hard work pays off." As Marcus worked to establish communication, Zara took a moment to survey her bridge crew. Each face reflected the gravity of the situation. They all knew that their actions in the next few minutes could shape the course of human history. The view screen flickered, and suddenly they were face to face with an alien being. Its form was vaguely humanoid, but that's where the similarities ended. Multiple eyes blinked in unsettling synchronization, set in a face covered in shimmering scales. When it spoke, its voice resonated with harmonics that made the hair on the back of Zara's neck stand up. "Greetings, beings of Earth," the alien said, the words translated by the ship's computer. "I am High Commander Zixlith of the Galactic Council. Your presence here violates numerous interstellar laws. Power down your engines and prepare to be boarded." Zara's eyes widened in disbelief. This was not how she had imagined first contact. "High Commander," she began, choosing her words carefully, "I am Captain Zara Chen of the United Earth ship Defiant. We come in peace, seeking friendship and knowledge. We were unaware of any laws we might be violating." Zixlith's eyes narrowed, a gesture eerily similar to human skepticism. "Ignorance is no excuse, Captain. Your species has been quarantined for good reason. The Council will decide your fate." Before Zara could respond, alarms blared across the bridge. Marcus's voice cut through the chaos. "Captain, they're powering up weapons. Some kind of energy field is surrounding us. We can't move." Zara's mind raced. They were outgunned and apparently in violation of laws they didn't even know existed. But she'd be damned if she'd let her ship and crew be taken without a fight. "Red alert. All hands to battle stations," she commanded. "Marcus, target their weapons array. Engineering, give me everything you've got on the engines. Let's see if we can break free of whatever's holding us." As the crew sprang into action, Zara turned back to the view screen. "High Commander, we have no quarrel with you or the Galactic Council, but we will defend ourselves if attacked. I urge you to reconsider your actions." Zixlith's expression remained impassive. "You have no concept of the forces you're dealing with, human. Stand down or be destroyed." The alien ship's hull began to glow, energy building up for what would surely be a devastating attack. Zara gripped the arms of her command chair, her mind frantically searching for a solution. They needed a miracle. And then, as if the universe itself had heard her silent plea, they got one. "Captain," it was Dr. Aisha Patel, the ship's chief scientist, her voice breathless with excitement over the comm. "We've done it. The quantum entanglement drive is online." Zara's eyes lit up. The experimental drive had been their ace in the hole, a closely guarded secret of human ingenuity. It was untested in real-world conditions, but they were out of options. "Aista, you're a genius," Zara said, a fierce grin spreading across her face. She turned to her helmsman. "Lieutenant Park, prepared to engage the QVE drive on my mark." She looked back at the view screen, locking eyes with the alien commander. "High Commander Zixlith, on behalf of humanity, I have a message for you and your Galactic Council." Zara paused, savoring the moment. We're just getting started. With that, she gave the order. Engage. The universe seemed to twist around them as the quantum entanglement drive activated. In a burst of light that momentarily outshone the nearby stars, the UES Defiant vanished, leaving behind a very confused and frustrated alien commander. When reality reasserted itself, Zara and her crew found themselves light years away from their previous position. The bridge erupted in cheers, the euphoria of their narrow escape momentarily overshadowing the gravity of what had just transpired. But Zara knew this was only the beginning. They had made first contact, and it had gone about as poorly as it could have. Humanity was now aware of a vast, organized galactic community, one that apparently viewed them as a quarantined species to be contained. "All right, people, let's not celebrate just yet," Zara said, bringing the crew's focus back to the matter at hand. "We need to get this information back to Earth immediately. Set a course for home, best possible speed." As the Defiant streaked through space, Zara retreated to her ready room to compose her report. How does one explain to the leaders of Earth that not only is humanity not alone in the universe, but we're also apparently in violation of galactic law just by existing beyond our solar system? The implications were staggering. The technology gap between humanity and the Galactic Council was clearly vast. But they had also demonstrated that humans were capable of surprising these advanced aliens. The quantum entanglement drive was proof that humanity's ingenuity could level the playing field. Zara's thoughts were interrupted by a chime from her computer. It was a message from Marcus, marked urgent. She opened it and felt her blood run cold. "Captain," it read, "long-range sensors have detected multiple ships on an intercept course. Configuration matches the vessel we encountered. They'll overtake us before we reach Earth." Zara closed her eyes, taking a deep breath. The brief respite was over. Now the real test would begin. She stood, straightening her uniform before stepping back onto the bridge. Her crew looked to her, their faces a mixture of determination and fear. Zara met each of their gazes in turn, drawing strength from their trust in her. "Ladies and gentlemen," she began, her voice ringing clear across the bridge, "I won't sugarcoat this. We're in a fight for our very existence. The Galactic Council sees us as a primitive species to be contained and controlled. They've made it clear that they don't recognize our right to explore the stars." She paused, letting her words sink in. "But we've already proven that humanity is capable of more than they realize. Our ancestors dreamed of reaching the stars, and against all odds, here we are. We've faced extinction-level events, global wars, and catastrophic climate change. Each time, we've adapted, survived, and come back stronger." Zara's eyes blazed with determination. "This is no different. We may be outnumbered and outgunned, but we have something they don't, the unbreakable human spirit. We don't give up, we don't back down, and we sure as hell don't let anyone tell us we can't reach for the stars." She saw her own resolve reflected in the faces of her crew. "So let's show these aliens what humanity is really capable of. We're not just going to survive this encounter, we're going to change the course of galactic history." As if on cue, the ship's alarms blared. Lieutenant Park's voice cut through the momentary silence. "Captain, the alien ships are dropping out of FTL. They'll be in weapons range in 2 minutes." Zara nodded, a fierce grin spreading across her face. "Battle stations, everyone. Let's make Earth proud." As the crew rushed to their positions, Zara took her place in the command chair. The view screen showed the approaching alien fleet, their ships gleaming menacingly in the starlight. But Zara felt no fear. Instead, a sense of exhilaration filled her. Humanity had been thrust onto the galactic stage, and against all odds, they had a chance to prove themselves. The alien ships drew closer, their weapons powering up. But aboard the UES Defiant, Captain Zara Chen and her crew stood ready. They were humanity's first line of defense, the vanguard of a species that refused to be contained. As the first energy blasts streaked towards them, Zara gave the order to return fire. The battle for humanity's future had begun, and they were determined to show the galaxy that they were a force to be reckoned with. Little did the Galactic Council know, but their attempt to contain humanity was about to backfire spectacularly. For in challenging Earth, they had awakened a sleeping giant, a species whose creativity, resilience, and sheer determination would soon reshape the very fabric of galactic society. The stars trembled as the first shots were fired, heralding the dawn of a new era. Humanity had arrived on the galactic stage, and they were indeed just getting started. Human ingenuity unleashed. The UES Defiant emerged from the quantum slipstream, its hull crackling with residual energy. Captain Zara Chen's eyes widened as she took in the sight before her. Earth, once a solitary blue marble, now bristled with orbital defenses and a hastily assembled fleet of ships jury-rigged with reverse-engineered alien tech. By the stars, Lieutenant Marcus Rees breathed. "They've been busy." Zara nodded, a mix of pride and concern washing over her. In the months since their first encounter with the Galactic Council, humanity had undergone a technological revolution unlike anything in history. The quantum entanglement drive, once their ace in the hole, was now standard issue on every ship in Earth's rapidly growing fleet. "Captain," the comms officer called out, "we're being hailed by Nexus 1. The view screen flickered to life, revealing the face of Admiral Helena Vasquez, Earth's newly appointed head of extraterrestrial defense. Her expression was grim but determined. "Welcome home, Captain Chen," Vasquez said. "I hope you've brought us some good news." Zara straightened, her face a mask of professionalism, despite the wariness that threatened to overwhelm her. "Admiral, we've successfully mapped the neural pathways of the Corax hive mind. Dr. Patel believes we can use this information to create a targeted EMP that could disrupt their entire fleet." A murmur of excitement rippled through both bridges. The Corax, cybernetic servants of the Galactic Council, had been Earth's most persistent foe in the ongoing conflict. Their hive mind made them formidable opponents, able to coordinate attacks with terrifying efficiency. Admiral Vasquez leaned forward, her eyes gleaming. "Excellent work, Captain, but I'm afraid we don't have time to celebrate. Our deep space relays have detected a massive Corax fleet heading straight for the Sol system. They'll be here in less than 48 hours. Zora's heart sank. They had hoped for more time to prepare, to further develop their fledgling technologies. But it seemed the universe had other plans. "There's more," Vasquez continued. "We've received a transmission from a faction calling themselves a Galactic Resistance. They claim to be enemies of the Council, fighting for the freedom of younger races like ourselves. They're offering an alliance." Zora's mind raced with the implications. Potential allies in a galaxy that had so far proven hostile was a tempting prospect. But could they be trusted? "What are your orders, Admiral?" Zora asked, pushing her doubts aside. Vasquez's expression hardened. "We're initiating Project Phoenix. It's time to show the galaxy what humanity is truly capable of." The words sent a shiver down Zora's spine. Project Phoenix was the codename for Earth's most ambitious and desperate plan, a Dyson swarm constructed from thousands of automated factories and solar collectors. In theory, it could harness the entire energy output of the sun, giving humanity the power to rival the most advanced civilizations in the galaxy. But it was untested, volatile, and could just as easily destroy the solar system as save it. "Captain Chen," Vasquez continued, "I'm promoting you to Commodore. You'll lead the defense fleet while we bring Phoenix online. Dr. Patel's EMP weapon will be our ace in the hole. Use it wisely." Zara saluted, the weight of responsibility settling heavily on her shoulders. "Understood, Admiral. We won't let you down." As the transmission ended, Zara turned to her crew. Their faces showed a mixture of fear and determination, mirroring her own emotions. "All right, people," she said, her voice steady and resolute. "You heard the Admiral. We're humanity's first and last line of defense. Let's show these aliens what we're made of." Over the next 48 hours, the solar system became a hive of activity. Ships maneuvered into defensive formations, civilian vessels were retrofitted with weapons, and the massive structures of Project Phoenix unfurled like metallic flowers reaching for the sun. Dr. Aisha Patel worked tirelessly to integrate her EMP weapon into the Defiance systems, pausing only when forced to by her concerned colleagues. "I can sleep when we've won," she'd say with a grim smile before diving back into her work. As the deadline approached, Zara stood on the bridge of the Defiant, now the flagship of Earth's defense fleet. The viewscreen showed the breathtaking sight of Project Phoenix coming online, a shimmering web of energy beginning to envelop the sun. Suddenly, alarms blared across the fleet. Multiple FTL signatures detected. Marcus called out, his voice tense. "It's the Corax, and by the void, there's thousands of them." The space around them lit up as the Corax fleet dropped out of FTL, their biomechanical ships forming a terrifying armada that stretched as far as the eye could see. At their center was a vessel that dwarfed all others, its surface writhing with tendrils of dark energy. "This is High Executive Exalia of the Galactic Council," a voice boomed across all frequencies. "Your species has been deemed too dangerous to allow further development. Surrender now, and you may be permitted to live out your lives on reservations. Resist, and you will be eradicated." Zora's fists clenched at her sides. This was the moment that would define humanity's future. She opened a channel to the entire human fleet. "This is Commodore Chen to all ships. You've heard their terms. Here are ours." She paused, her voice rising with passion. "We are humanity. We faced extinction before, and we've always emerged stronger. We've split the atom, unraveled the human genome, and touched the face of distant worlds. We will not go quietly into the night. We will not vanish without a fight. We're going to live on. We're going to survive. Today, we declare our independence from galactic tyranny." A roar of defiance echoed across the fleet as ships moved into attack formation. Zara turned to Dr. Patel, who stood ready at her station. "Aisha, it's time. Let's show them what human ingenuity can do." As the Corax fleet advanced, Dr. Patel activated the EMP weapon. A wave of invisible energy pulsed outward, catching the alien ships off guard. Across the enemy armada, ships began to falter, their hive-mind connection disrupted. "It's working," Marcus shouted, his console alight with data. "Their fleet cohesion is falling apart." Zara allowed herself a moment of triumph before issuing her next command. "All ships engage at will. For Earth." The space between the fleets erupted in a dazzling display of weapons fire. Human ships, though outnumbered, fought with a ferocity that caught the Corax off guard. Quantum torpedoes phased through enemy shields, while repurposed mining lasers sliced through alien hulls. But the Corax were not so easily defeated. As the battle raged, their vast numbers began to tell. Human ships fell one by one, their crews fighting to the last. Just as it seemed the tide was turning against them, Project Phoenix reached full power. The sun itself seemed to flare, and a beam of concentrated energy lanced out from the Dyson swarm, spearing the massive Corax flagship. The effect was catastrophic. The flagship's dark energy core destabilized, creating a cascading reaction that ripped through the enemy fleet. Ships were torn apart or pulled into swirling vortexes of energy, the very fabric of space-time warping around them. As quickly as it had begun, the battle was over. The remnants of the Corax fleet fled in disarray, leaving behind a debris field that would serve as a monument to humanity's defiance. On the bridge of the Defiant, battered but unbowed, Zora allowed herself to breathe. They had done it. Against all odds, humanity had stood its ground and emerged victorious. But as the adrenaline of battle faded, Zora knew this was only the beginning. They had made an enemy of the Galactic Council, and the repercussions would echo across the stars. The promised galactic resistance was nowhere to be seen, leaving humanity to wonder if they truly stood alone. As repair crews got to work and the wounded were tended to, Zara gazed out at the star-studded void. Humanity had proven itself on the galactic stage, demonstrating a level of ingenuity and determination that had caught the enemies off guard. The coming days would bring new challenges, new allies, and new enemies. But whatever the galaxy threw at them, Zara knew one thing for certain: humanity was here to stay, and they were just getting started. Little did they know, their victory had sent shockwaves through the galactic community. In the shadowy corners of distant worlds, oppressed species looked to Earth with newfound hope. The balance of power was shifting, and a new age of galactic politics was about to begin. As the Defiant led the battered but victorious human fleet back to Earth, Zara couldn't shake the feeling that they had just written the first chapter in a much larger story. The stars themselves seemed to burn brighter, heralding the dawn of a new era, the era of humanity ascendant. Cosmic Chess, the Galactic Underground. The holographic war room aboard the UES Defiant hummed with tension as Commodore Zara Chen studied the three-dimensional map of known space. Glowing nodes represented various alien civilizations, with pulsing lines showing trade routes, conflict zones, and spheres of influence. At the center, a blue dot representing Earth shone defiantly. "Commodore," Lieutenant Marcus Reeves called out, his voice tinged with excitement, "we're receiving a coded transmission. It's like nothing we've ever seen before." Zara's eyes narrowed. "Source: unknown, but it's using quantum entanglement. Whoever sent this doesn't want it intercepted." Dr. Aisha Patel, now head of Earth's Thermotechnology Division, stepped forward. "Let me take a look." Her fingers danced across the holographic interface, decrypting the message in real time. Suddenly, her eyes widened. "By Einstein's ghost." The holographic display flickered, reforming into the image of a being unlike any they'd encountered. It appeared to be made of pure energy, its form constantly shifting and flowing. "Greetings, warriors of Earth," the being spoke, its voice resonating on multiple frequencies simultaneously. "I am Ceasefire, emissary of the Cosmic Accord. Your recent victory against the Corax has not gone unnoticed." Zara straightened, her mind racing. The Cosmic Accord, this was new. "We're listening," she said cautiously. Zephyr's form pulsed with what might have been approval. For eons, the Galactic Council has maintained its grip on power through fear and technological suppression. But there are those of us who remember a time before their tyranny. "We've been watching you, humans. Your potential is intriguing." The hologram expanded, showing a vast network of hidden bases and covert supply lines crisscrossing the galaxy. "Welcome to the Galactic Underground. We are the resistance you were promised, and so much more." Over the next hour, Zephyr revealed a truth that shook the foundations of everything humanity thought they knew about the galaxy. The Galactic Council wasn't just an oppressive regime, it was a facade. Behind it lurked an ancient race known as the Primals, beings who had achieved technological singularity eons ago. "The Primals fear younger races achieving what they have," Zephyr explained. "So they created the Council, using it to stifle innovation and keep the galaxy in a state of controlled development." Aisha leaned forward, her scientific curiosity piqued. "But why reveal this to us now?" Zephyr's form shimmered with what might have been amusement. "Because, Dr. Pertel, you've done something extraordinary. Your quantum entanglement drive and Project Phoenix, they're the first true innovations we've seen in millennia. You've cracked the cage the Primals built around younger civilizations." Zara's mind reeled with the implications. So what now? We're still grossly outmatched against the Council's forces. "Now," Zephyr said, "we play cosmic chess. The Galactic Underground has agents in every major civilization. With your help, we can ignite a revolution that will shake the very foundations of the Primal's power." As Zephyr laid out the plan, Zara felt a mix of exhilaration and trepidation. Humanity was being offered a chance not just to survive, but to reshape the galaxy itself. It was an opportunity fraught with danger, but also limitless potential. "There's one more thing," Zephyr added, its tone growing serious. We've detected anomalies in the fabric of space-time. The Primal's technology is beginning to unravel the very laws of physics. If we don't act soon, reality itself could collapse. The war room fell silent as the weight of this revelation sank in. They weren't just fighting for humanity's place in the galaxy anymore. They were in a race to save existence itself. Zara stood, her decision made. All right, Ceasefire, we're in. What's our first move? The energy beings coalesced into a map of a distant star system. We start by liberating the Axiom Archive. It's a repository of knowledge the Primals have suppressed, guarded by their most elite forces. With that information, we can level the playing field. As the briefing continued, plans were made, alliances forged, and a daring strategy took shape. Humanity was about to step onto a much larger stage, armed with nothing but their wits, their technology, and an unbreakable determination to defy the odds. Little did they know, their actions were about to set in motion a chain of events that would rewrite the very nature of the cosmos. In the depths of space, aboard cloaked ships and hidden bases, the pieces of this cosmic chess game began to move. The galactic underground stirred, ready to throw off the shackles of eons of oppression. And at the forefront of this revolution stood humanity, the unexpected wildcard that could tip the balance of power. As the Defiant prepared for its most daring mission yet, Zara couldn't help but feel a sense of destiny. They had started this journey seeking to protect Earth. Now, they were embarking on a quest to save reality itself. Well teamed, she said, looking at the determined faces of her crew. It looks like we're about to make history. Again. With a command from Zara, the Defiant's quantum drives hummed to life. In a flash of otherworldly energy, the ship vanished, leaving behind a rapidly changing solar system as humanity geared up for the greatest challenge in its history. Across the galaxy, ancient powers stirred, unaware that their carefully maintained order was about to be shattered by the audacity and ingenuity of a species they had grossly underestimated. The cosmic chess game had begun, and humanity was playing for keeps. As the Defiant hurtled through the quantum slipstream towards the Axiom Archive, Zara couldn't shake the feeling that they were on the precipice of something monumental. The fate of not just humanity, but all sentient life, hung in the balance. Dr. Patel approached, her eyes gleaming with a mixture of scientific curiosity and trepidation. Commodore, I've been analyzing the data Ceasefire provided. If the Primal's technology is truly unraveling the fabric of space-time, we might be looking at a catastrophic collapse of the entire universe. Zara nodded grimly. Then we better make sure we get that archive. Humanity didn't come this far to watch the universe blink out of existence. As if on cue, the ship shuddered, dropping out of the slipstream. Before them loomed a massive structure, easily the size of Earth's moon. The Axiom Archive pulsed with an otherworldly energy, its surface covered in symbols and patterns that seemed to shift and change as they watched. My God, Marcus breathed, it's beautiful. And heavily guarded, Zara added, noting the swarm of primal defense platforms surrounding the archive. All right, people, this is it. The moment that decides the fate of everything. Let's make it count. As the Defiant moved into position, cloaked by its advanced stealth systems, Zara couldn't help but marvel at the journey that had brought them here. From a species confined to their solar system to the linchpin in a galactic revolution, all in the span of a few years. Whatever happened next, one thing was certain: humanity had left its mark on the cosmos, and the universe would never be the same. The mission to infiltrate the Axiom Archive was about to begin, and with it, the next chapter in humanity's incredible journey among the stars. The cosmic chess game was reaching its climax, and Earth's pieces were poised to make the decisive move. As Zara gave the order to commence the operation, she allowed herself a small smile. They were just getting started, and the best was yet to come. Quantum rebellion, rewriting reality. The Axiom Archive loomed before them, a colossal structure that defied conventional physics. As the UES Defiant approached under the cover of its advanced cloaking technology, Commodore Zara Chen felt the weight of the universe on her shoulders. Initiating quantum infiltration protocol, Dr. Aisha Patel announced, her fingers dancing across a holographic interface. Commodore, we're about to attempt something never before conceived in human history. Zara nodded, her eyes fixed on the shimmering barrier surrounding the archive. Proceed, Doctor. Let's make history. With a command from Aisha, the Defiant's newly installed quantum-facing drive hummed to life. The ship began to vibrate at a subatomic level, its very atoms sensing with the quantum frequency of the archive's defenses. Brace for transition, Zara called out. In a moment that defied description, the Defiant seemed to both exist and not exist simultaneously. They passed through the impenetrable barrier as if it wasn't there, their atoms temporarily facing into a state of quantum superposition. As they rematerialized inside the archive, alarms blared across the ship. Multiple hostiles detected, Lieutenant Marcus Reeves shouted. They're like nothing we've ever seen. The view screen came to life, revealing creatures that seemed to be made of living mathematics. Fractals and equations swirled in vaguely humanoid shapes, their movements leaving trails of quantum probability in their wake. Primal guardians, Aisha breathed, her voice a mixture of awe and terror. Zara's mind raced. Their weapons would be useless against beings that existed partially outside of conventional reality, but they hadn't come this far to fail now. Dr. Petal, she called out, an idea forming. Can we use the ship's quantum state to communicate with these entities? Aisha's eyes widened with realization. Brilliant, Commodore. We can try to entangle our quantum signatures with theirs. It's risky, but it might just work. As the primal guardians approached, reality itself seeming to warp around them, Aisha worked feverishly to recalibrate the ship's systems. The air crackled with unseen energies, and for a moment, it felt like the entire universe held its breath. Then, with a surge of power that made every hair on Zara's body stand on end, a connection was established. The primal guardians froze, their fractal forms pulsing with new patterns. A voice that wasn't quite a voice resonated in their minds. You are not primal. How have you achieved this level of quantum manipulation? Zara stepped forward, her voice steady despite the surreal nature of the conversation. We are humans, a young species by your standards, but we've come seeking knowledge to save not just ourselves, but all of reality. The Guardian's forms shimmered, equations spinning faster. Impossible. The axiom is sealed to prevent the very catastrophe you claim to avert. Your makers were wrong, Zara pressed on. Their technology is unraveling the fabric of space-time. We need the knowledge contained here to stop it. For what felt like an eternity, the Guardians were silent. Then, slowly, their forms began to shift and change. We were created to protect knowledge, not hold it, they said at last. If what you say is true, then the axiom must be opened. With a gesture that bent light itself, the Guardians opened a pathway deeper into the archive. Be warned, they intoned. The knowledge contained here was sealed away for a reason. It has the power to reshape reality itself. Zara nodded solemnly. We understand the risks, but the alternative is the end of everything. As they ventured deeper into the Axiom archive, the laws of physics seemed to break down around them. They walked through corridors that looped in impossible ways, passed through rooms that were bigger on the inside than the outside, and saw visions of realities that could have been. Finally, they reached the core of the archive. A swirling vortex of pure information hung suspended in the air, containing the accumulated knowledge of civilizations long past. This is it, Aisha said, her voice filled with wonder. The key to saving the universe. But as they prepared to download the information, a new presence made itself known. The air shimmered, and a being of pure energy appeared before them. So, it said, its voice echoing with the power of eons, the pawns have reached the end of the board. Zara's blood ran cold. She knew instinctively that they were in the presence of a primal. One of the ancient beings responsible for the very situation they were trying to prevent. You've played our game well, humans, the primal continued. But did you really think we wouldn't anticipate this move? Zara stepped forward, her resolve unshaken. This isn't a game. Reality itself is at stake. Your technology is tearing the universe apart. The primal's form pulsed with what might have been amusement. Of course it is, that's the point. In that moment, the true scope of the primal's plan became clear. They weren't trying to prevent a catastrophe, they were orchestrating one. The unraveling of reality was deliberate, a means to ascend to some higher plane of existence. You would destroy everything, countless civilizations, just for your own advancement? Zara asked, horror and anger warring in her voice. We've reached the pinnacle of this reality, the primal replied. The only way forward is to create a new one. From the ashes of this universe, a new cosmos will be born, with us as its architects. Zara's mind raced. They were facing a being of almost godlike power, with the fate of all existence hanging in the balance. But then, she remembered something Zephyr had said. Humanity's greatest strength was its unpredictability. With a subtle gesture, she signaled to Aisha. The scientist understood immediately, her fingers flying across her datapad. You're right about one thing, Zara said, buying time. We have reached the end of the board, but you forgot one crucial rule of chess. The primal's form wavered, a flicker of uncertainty crossing its features. And what's that? Zara smiled fiercely. A pawn that reaches the other side can become something more. At that moment, Aisha activated the device she'd been programming. It sent out a pulse of energy that interfaced directly with the Axiom's core. In an instant, the accumulated knowledge of countless civilizations flooded into their systems. The primal reeled back. What have you done? We're rewriting the rules, Zara declared. You wanted to destroy this reality to create a new one. We're going to save it by doing the same thing. As the information from the Axiom merged with Earth's quantum technology, a wave of change began to ripple outward. The very fabric of space-time began to shift and reform, but instead of tearing apart, it was healing, evolving. The primal's form began to fade. This is impossible. That's humanity's specialty, Zara replied. As the wave of change washed over them, Zara felt her consciousness expanding. She could see the universe in its entirety, from the smallest quark to the largest supercluster. And she could see the flaw in the primal's design, the cascading error that was causing reality to unravel. With a thought, she corrected it. The universe shuddered and then settled into a new equilibrium. The threat of collapse was gone, replaced by a cosmos teeming with new possibilities. When the transformation was complete, Zara found herself back on the bridge of the Defiant, but everything felt different. The ship, the crew, even she herself had been fundamentally changed by the cosmic reboot. Status report, she called out, her voice resonating with newfound power. Marcus looked up from his console, his eyes glowing with the light of newborn stars. The universe is stable, Commodore, and we've received messages from across the galaxy. The primals are gone. The Galactic Council has fallen. Every civilization out there is celebrating their newfound freedom. Aisha approached, her form shimmering with equations and probabilities. We did it, Zara. We saved reality itself. And in the process, we've elevated humanity to a whole new level of existence. Zara nodded, feeling the weight of their accomplishment. They had started this journey as explorers, become rebels, and now found themselves the guardians of a reborn cosmos. As the Defiant prepared to return to Earth, Zara looked out at the star-studded void. The universe stretched out before them, filled with wonders beyond imagination and challenges yet to be faced. A smile played across her lips. Well, crew, she said, it looks like we're just getting started, again. With a thought, the Defiant leaped into quantum space, leaving behind a trail of possibilities. Humanity had not only secured its place among the stars, but had become the architects of a new cosmic order. The game had changed, the board reset, and the adventure was only beginning. In the vast expanse of the reborn universe, countless stories waited to be written, with humanity holding the pen. As they soared through the quantum slipstream, Zara couldn't help but feel a sense of excitement. They had faced the ultimate challenge and emerged victorious. Now, the real journey was about to begin. The cosmos awaited, full of mystery, danger, and unlimited potential, and humanity, in all its newfound glory, was ready to explore every corner of it. Cosmic architects, the dawn of hyper-evolution, the quantum-enhanced UES Defiant materialized in Earth's orbit, its hull shimmering with newfound energies. Commodore Zara Chen stood on the bridge, her form now a mesmerizing blend of flesh and starlight. The crew, each transformed by their cosmic rebirth, worked in perfect harmony, their thoughts intertwining on levels beyond normal human comprehension. Home, Zara breathed, her voice carrying echoes of newborn galaxies, but not as we left it. The view screen flickered to life, revealing an Earth transformed. Shimmering cities of crystal and light dotted the surface, while massive space elevators reached into the thermosphere. Swarms of vehicles, more energy than matter, darted between orbital platforms that hummed with unimaginable power. Dr. Aisha Patel, her body now a canvas of swirling mathematical equations, approached. The quantum rewrite didn't just change us, Zara. It's triggered a hyper-evolution event across the entire planet. Lieutenant Marcus Reeves, his eyes now pools of swirling cosmic dust, chimed in. We're receiving a transmission from Earth Command. It's your father, Commodore. Zara's heart skipped a beat. She hadn't seen her father, Admiral Chen, since embarking on this reality-altering mission. With a thought, she accepted the call. The holographic form of Admiral Chen materialized on the bridge. Like everyone else, he too had been transformed. His presence radiated wisdom accumulated over eons, despite only days having passed. Zara, he said, his voice resonating with paternal pride and cosmic understanding. You've done it. You've ushered in a new age for humanity, for the entire universe. Zara nodded, emotions swirling within her like newborn stars. We had no choice, father. It was evolve or face cosmic heat death. Admiral Chen's form shimmered with approval. And now we stand at a crossroads. Humanity has become something more. We're no longer bound by the limits of our biology or our planet. The question is, what do we do with this gift? It was a profound question, one that made Zara realize their journey was far from over. They had saved the universe from destruction, but now they faced the monumental task of shepherding a hyper-evolved humanity into an uncertain future. We explore, Zara said, conviction ringing in her voice. We learn, we grow, and most importantly, we remember where we came from. Admiral Chen nodded, a smile playing across his luminous features. Well said, daughter. But be warned, with great power comes great responsibility and great danger. As if on cue, alarms blared across the Defiant. Marcus's hands danced over his console, leaving trails of stardust in their wake. Commodore, we're detecting massive energy surges across the galaxy. It's like the fabric of space-time is being torn open. Aisha's eyes widened, equations spinning faster around her form. The quantum rewrite, it didn't just affect our universe. We've created bridges to other realities, other dimensions. The view screen shifted, showing tears in the cosmic fabric appearing across the galaxy. Through these rifts, glimpses of other worlds, other possibilities, could be seen. Some beautiful, some terrifying, all utterly alien. Admiral Chen's expression turned grave. It seems our actions have had further-reaching consequences than we imagined. These tears in reality, they're gateways to parallel universes, alternate timelines, maybe even higher dimensions. Zara's mind raced, grappling with the implications. They had saved their universe, only to put the entire multiverse at risk. Can we close them? Aisha shook her head, frustration evident in her voice. Closing them could cause more damage. These tears, they're like pressure valves. Our universe is bleeding off excess quantum energy through them. Then we secure them, Zara decided, her voice ringing with authority. We explore these new frontiers, but carefully. We can't risk malevolent entities from other realities invading our newborn cosmos. Admiral Chen nodded approvingly. I'll mobilize Earth's defenses, but Zara, I'm entrusting you and the Defiant with a special mission. You've proven yourselves capable of facing the unknown. I need you to lead our first expeditions into these quantum rifts. Zara felt a thrill of excitement mixed with trepidation. They had already journeyed to the edge of known reality. Now they were being asked to step beyond it entirely. Understood, Admiral, she said, straightening to her full height. We won't let you down. As the transmission ended, Zara turned to her crew. Each face showed a mixture of anticipation and resolve. They had been through the crucible together, rewritten the very laws of physics. Whatever lay beyond those quantum rifts, they would face it as one. All right, people, Zara announced, her voice carrying the weight of their new destiny. Looks like the universe isn't done with us yet. We've become cosmic architects, and now it's time to explore the house we've built. With a thought, she interfaced with the Defiance systems. The ship hummed in response, its quantum-enhanced systems ready for whatever challenges lay ahead. Helm, set a course for the nearest quantum rift. Let's see what's on the other side. As the Defiant moved away from Earth, its wake leaving ripples in the fabric of space-time, Zara couldn't help but feel a sense of déjà vu. Once again, humanity was venturing into the unknown, armed with nothing but their wits, their technology, and their unbreakable spirit. But this time, they weren't just explorers or rebels. They were the guardians of a reborn cosmos, the shepherds of a hyper-evolved humanity, and the custodians of gateways to realms beyond imagination. The Defiant accelerated, its quantum drives puncturing the veil between worlds. As they approached the swirling maw of the nearest quantum rift, Zara allowed herself a small smile. Well, universe, she whispered, I guess we really are just getting started. With a flash of otherworldly energy, the Defiant plunged into the rift, carrying humanity's hopes, dreams, and boundless curiosity to the vast unknown of the multiverse. The cosmos held its breath, waiting to see what these new cosmic architects would create or destroy. For in becoming guardians of reality, humanity had also become its greatest potential threat.